Yo, what's poppin' everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be covering over Espathra. Now, Espathra EX is one of the most underrated decks that we have in our Temporal Forces metagame. We've already seen Radiant Alakazam take this deck to EUIC Day 2, Orlando Day 2, and it was a pretty decent showing at Sao Paulo Regionals. Is this the deck to beat Zard heading into Indianapolis? We'll have to find out. That being said, let's jump into some Espathra deck lists, see exactly what we got going on. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think. Here we have it, Espathra EX. Our goal for this deck is to load up some energies onto our Espathra EX with Xatu, and using that ability and making sure that we have a lot of energies to knock out our opponent's Pokemon. We can also slow down our opponent with our ability on Espathra EX and Pokemon League Headquarters. We got some cool cards such as Banette or Banette EX to slow down some decks, so we're a little bit of kind of a attack heavy energy deck. There's a lot of cool strategies going on here, and I really want to showcase it. The list that we have is Radiant Alakazam for its exact list from doing well at some of these regional and international championships. So if you want to copy and paste this into PTCG Live and try it out for yourself, the list is available in the description. We have sponsors at Kayfabe Cards and PTCGL stores, so if you need any sealed cards or sealed packs, singles, or you need PTCG Live codes, you can check out the description and to support the Shuffle Squad at the same time. That being said, let's jump into a little bit more of an in-depth strategy. So starting things off, Espathra EX is going to be powerful in this format because it is Grass type, and both Charizard EX and Roaring Moon EX could get knocked out by its Psyball attack. Doing 30 damage plus for each energy attached to both Pokemon can really add up quickly, especially when its Dazzling Gaze ability requires your opponent's Pokemon to have additional energies to attack. So instead of Charizard needing 2 energies to use Burning Darkness, it's now going to require 3 energies. That's 3 energies if it wants to ever attack an Espathra EX. So we can quickly get a knockout with Psyball due to weakness and the additional energies our opponent needs. We can get these extra energies so we can do even more damage with our Xatu using its Clairvoyant Sense ability. It also gives us an opportunity to draw some cards. We have Banette EX allowing us to use its attacks to really slow down our opponent from not playing any trainer cards from their hands. That's really going to allow them to not use Rare Candy, not really get out their strategies, and when they're playing a deck such as Charizard or Chen Pao, they really will need that Rare Candy. Meanwhile, we have Radiant Alakazam that can move some damage counters around if we ever need to lock our opponents, especially if we're in that case with Banette EX. Flutter Mane is a decent attacker if we want to power up a Pokemon, slow down our opponent on their abilities, and start spreading some damage, maybe pairing well with Radiant Alakazam. We have ways to get back our energies with Energy Retrieval. We have ways to use things such as Pokemon League Headquarters to slow our opponent down even more. And of course, we could boost our HP with Hero's Cape, having that heroic Espathra EX at 360 HP. This deck isn't necessarily going to be the easiest to play, but in our video, we're going to try to show you the best gameplay we possibly can with a deck like this. Maybe this Espathra EX deck will take our opponent by surprise, and we'll be able to catch that dub. Alright, so we're going to see exactly what our opponent's going to be doing here, and they won the coin flip, so they're going to decide. When it comes down to this, we have Buddy Poffins, and we really want to get a bunch of our Pokemon out. I'd almost want to go first with this deck because we have a lot of ways to be searching at our Pokemon. And the good thing too is that we have a lot of kind of freebie HP. So, or a lot of free retreat. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I think we're probably going to end up using Cleffa this turn, so we're going to start with Cleffa. Our opponent's also probably going to think we're playing Charizard. Not sure what they're playing with Zapdos EX Miraidon, and I guess we are going first. So, Zapdos Miraidon, this to me seems like we are going to be playing against really a deck that they could get the knockout here. I think what I want to do is just do this. I don't think I care about them using their trainer cards. I still could put down something like Shuppet just to potentially use Banette's, but I don't know if we're necessarily going to be worrying about that. I probably want to attach an energy to my Flittle and just make sure. Yeah, I'm not going to put Shuppet down because the Banette's its Puppet Offering is going to be using from our discard pile. So If we sacrifice this Cleffa, that's totally cool. We will go ahead here and pass our turn, and hopefully knock out the Miraidon next turn. Because the way that I'm looking at it, they are doing 30 damage, so they're going to have an energy, so that's 30. We have base damage of 30, we have an energy, 30, and we're going to attach for our turn, 30. 120, that should be enough to knock out Miraidon. Something like Peak Acceleration might be a little bit tough to deal with, just because they're able to really accelerate to their Pokemon. But remember, they can only attach to their future Pokemon, and they don't really have any other future Pokemon in play. Maybe they'll end up getting out Iron Hands EX. We also have Pokemon League headquarters, so that's something else that could be pretty cool here. A lot of really interesting cards here from our opponent. I haven't necessarily seen a Miraidon deck like this before, but maybe it's cool. Maybe it's worth. We will have to see. So there's a knockout on Miraidon. They're going to power up their energies, likely to their Iron Hands EX. They still could get an electric generator so that they're able to get a knockout on us. So that's something that we got to consider. In this case, I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and send up the Flittle because we are able to get the knockout by attaching an energy and having Espathra EX. Let's see. We could draw some extra cards here. I kind of want the Pokemon League headquarter just in case our opponent has something. But I also want to draw extra cards. And our start's pretty yikes. I guess we have to attach it to our bench Pokemon. So what I'm going to do is, like, Xatu only attaches to the bench Pokemon. Not necessarily our greatest start here. And we don't have a way to really get out anything else. So I'm just going to go ahead and go Pokemon League headquarters. And I'm going to use Cybolt for 120 damage. Our opponent's going to have to cost 2 extra energies to use their attacks if they're basics. So hopefully that really holds them off from doing some things. We could discard both Shuppets. I mean, really not the greatest... sorry here, but Espathra has... It's tanky at 260. It's got a decent bit of damage with Cyball that can scale. Honestly, not the worst I've ever seen. So our opponent just went ahead and attached an energy, telling me that they probably don't have an electric generator. And if they attach all these extra energies, you got to think that we are doing extra damage with Cyball as well. Hopefully we're able to draw into a supporter next turn, so we're able to start doing something. And shout out to our opponent for giving us kind of that free supporter that we needed. So there's some other kind of supporter cards that we have. They've attached their energy already for their turn, and they really don't knock us out. So what we want to be doing is finding out how many energies it's going to take to knock out an Iron Hands EX. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 150, 180. They're going to need 2 more energies to be able to attack normally. So no matter what, we should be able to, so we're doing 90, 180, 210. We can't get the knockout with Boss. I think what I'd want to do here is actually just attach here and go ahead and use Iono. I think I just want to try to get in some more Flittles and stuff like that. Maybe try to draw in some Natus, some Xatus. So here's some pretty decent cards. So we're going to go ahead and put a Flittle down. We're going to go ahead and put down another Flittle, another Natu. Shuppet's not going to really be where it's at this game. And we're going to hit for 120 with Cyball. Hopefully our opponent's not able to get that attack off on us, and we're able to chill a little bit more. So, not really the most exciting gameplay, but you can see, like, our opponent is already kind of slowing things down when it comes to their attacks. Like, they don't necessarily have the ability to attack because of Dazzling Gaze and Pokemon League headquarters. Cool thing about this format, there's no more Path to the Peak, so they can't really shut down Dazzling Gaze at this point. And if our opponent is able to get all the energies onto the Iron Hands EX, A, they won't be able to get a knockout because they're only doing 160 damage. B, they're put in a position where we're able to respond knockout to them for not many energies at all. So this Espathra is going to be able to get the knockouts. And they did all that work for 160. now it's going to be reset. So if we click here, you can already see that we're doing 270, more than enough to get the knockout there. And let's evolve into this Xatu. Now, Clairvoyant senses once during your turn you may attach a basic psychic to one of your bench Pokemon. So let's go ahead and evolve this Pokemon first. And let's use Clairvoyant Sense. You need to have the energy in your hands, but let's go ahead and build up this Espathra so we're all ready for that. We don't have any energies in our discard pile, and our opponent already has cards in their hands. Do we want to have more energies? I don't know if we necessarily need them, but I think this is really a case where we can go ahead and just use Psyball ourselves. I don't know if they'll be able to get the knockout in general. I'm trying to think if there's another way that we could do this. Right now we're doing 270 because we have 3. We haven't attached from our hand yet. So what I'm going to do here is actually to preserve the Espathra a little bit more. I'm going to use our Energy Retrieval, attach this from our hand, and I'm going to attack with Psyball myself to do 240 damage. I'm also just going to use Professor's Research before we do all this. And maybe move 2 for your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon. Should be generally okay. See if there's anything that we want to Buddy Poff in here. We'll just get another Natu, so maybe we can hit for some extra damage. If our opponent's unable to get the knockout, we should just be big chillin', so let's go ahead and use Psyball. So sure, they can move their energy however they want, and maybe they'll be able to go ahead and do 120 and 90 to one of our Pokemon, or there's a lot of cool things that they might be able to do here. But so far, we're big chillin', and if they attack us with the Raikou, we're already doing a lot of damage with Psyball anyways, and Dazzling Gaze is always an effect on top of having Pokemon League headquarters. So we should just be set up to knock out our opponent's Pokemon. The fact that they're playing basic Pokemon, they're dealing with Dazzling Gaze, and like let's say if we were dealing with a Charizard deck, they'd have to deal with weakness too. This deck seems kind of okay, and it was one of the more popular decks in Sao Paulo for sure. So might be something to consider if you're looking for something new. I think Espathras are literally like $0.25 to $1 each, so we're just kind of big chilling with it. If we look at our numbers here, we're already doing enough damage to 210 to knock out the Raikou, so let's just go ahead and build up our board a little bit better. I'm going to use Ultra Ball, discarding a Shuppet. I probably don't care about the Radiant Alakazam because we could always get it back with Super Rod. And I'm just going to go ahead here and grab another Espathra so that we have our Espathras with 2 energies ready to go. I'm going to use my Clairvoyant Sense. Again, you want to use Clairvoyant Sense before attaching for your turn, so we can maybe draw into a few of our other energies. We're going to use another Clairvoyant Sense. We're going to go ahead and attach another energy to this Espathra. And make sure you know how much damage you're really hitting for. I'm going to start building up another energy just in case our opponent, we can get the knockout like that. So let's go ahead and go Psyball, knockout on this Raikou. Our opponent does not have a heavy baton or any way to move those energies. So they might just run out of energies entirely. And we're just kind of rolling through our opponent's deck. So far, Espathra is actually doing fantastic. And these are cards that you could relatively pick up at any store from Paldean Fade's bulk, which is absolutely fantastic for the game. All these cards are relatively cheap. I think you could put this deck together for like 50 bucks or less. So this might be one of the best budget decks available in the game, and it's a great way to beat Charizard, which is currently the best deck in formats. Our opponent might just have to retreat into something else. We got 1 prize card left. I don't see how they're going to take this one. Okay, so they're going to heal that because it had damage on it, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to play out, but not sure what happened there, but we're just going to go Psyball, take the game from our opponents. Not sure what Pikachu is ever going to evolve into, but we're not going to find out. Espathra totally running through this lightning toolbox deck. Well, that's what we got going on with Espathra. Seems like basic Pokemon, especially with Pokemon League headquarters, are really going to get caught by surprise by Espathra. On top of the League headquarters, there's that Dazzling Gaze, meaning they have to take 2 extra energies to attack. We didn't even hit a Charizard deck, and our deck was able to run through our opponent. Even though we didn't get the best start, we did get a turn 2 knockout on Miraidon and really started chugging along. This deck's really cool. So shout out to Brayden for working on this concept as hard as they did, and shout out to y'all for watching it up to this point. If you're looking for a little bit more help in your Pokemon TCG game, hit me up for some coaching at metafy.gg/@ZachLasage. That being said, I got a lot of stuff to do to prepare. This video got recorded before Indy. I'm not sure if it's going to get put up before or after, just due to our busy schedule. But I wish you all the best of luck at your next tournament. And if you see me at any event, be sure to come up and say hi. Peace out and have a great one. Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG live codes. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.